Okay, so I'm now at this third section, Loving It, which is what I've subtitled for myself, the Sat Phone Good Times Relationship. And what's important here and what makes this sort of um, gimmick here work is the satellite phone. The sat phone is, and this is a real thing. I mean, the reason it looks like a very big cell phone is that that's effectively what it is. It has to have enough power, so it has this huge power pack on the back, and it has this big heavy cable or antenna because it has to be able to connect to a satellite. And this is how he's actually talking to her. He's able to talk to her in the States from the middle of Iraq, which doesn't have a cell phone network. So he's connecting directly to a sat phone. So when one of the guys says to him, how did you rate that? He's like, I'm the legend. Haven't you heard? Basically, they like me here. They give me this phone. So this is the perk, basically, of killing lots of people publicly, is that you get to talk to your wife. Now, what happens is that it just so happens that every time he talks to his wife, either, they're going to have this sex talk, which is actually very accurate. I mean, that's like, yeah, that's going to happen. It often happens in the tents where they will have people talking to their partners or wives or husbands on Skype, some kind of equivalent of Skype, and so there may be people masturbating right there, which certainly happens. And so there's this little. Okay, so watch these clips now. Watch them all, and just let it run, and I'm going to come back to them.
I miss you real bad.
Miss you too. Hey, you want me to talk dirty to you?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me just. But I got a phone in one hand and a gun in the other, so I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, you're gonna have to decide what's more important, baby.
Oh, you're horny preggers.
Fat and horny. It's fucking disgusting.
You're 300 pounds. I'd still do you.
So romantic.
How's my boy? Like that now, huh? Oh, haven't you heard on the legend? Hey, babe.
You were right. The doctor says it's a boy.
What?
It's a boy.
It's a boy! Hell yeah, man. Congratulations.
Chris!
Now, grab the money. Get to the truck.
Chris! Hello?
Baby?
Chris? Baby, I can't hear you. Hello?
I'm ready. I'm ready to come home.
What?
Miss, 3 inches to the right. Come on, Wayne, you can do better than that.
Right to the right. Make sure you keep both eyes open. Let that trigger surprise you. We're not shooting bad guys, shooting paper.
How about the legend stop trying to fuck up my shot?
How about you hit one?
Hey!
There you go.
Bullseye, boy. Damn, that don't feel like I got my balls back.
Okay, so the first one is, as I say, they're having this love relationship, which they've given, at least they've given her the line. I don't know if Sienna Miller ad-libbed this line. I sort of hope she did, where she says, it's so romantic, and it's obviously it's ironic. She's being sarcastic about it, and there's this sort of unvarnished sex talk, where he says, I do or I do you, even if she were 300 pounds. And what's interesting here is this confabulation between sex and killing, where it is not possible anymore to distinguish the two. So it was concerning to me a number of maybe 7 or so years ago, when students started talking about their kills, by which they meant people they'd slept with. It's like, if you're gonna sleep with somebody, sleep with them. You don't have sex with them, fuck them. That's fine. Make love, whatever you want to call it. But killing them, it's like, did you kill them, or did you actually just did you have sex with them? Can we keep these two separate? Because it's problematic. And as far as I'm concerned, if we can divorce violence from sexuality, that's going to be a good start. Let's start with that. Let's see if we can maintain that. So that's one thing. And then we have and this keeps happening. So every time he bloody well talks to her, it's a love relationship issue. It isn't about, what happened today or something like that. It's about, it's a boy. And then there's these gunshots. The guy gets, the driver gets killed. They get into a shootout. Mustafa is trying to kill our boy, and learns he's about to become a dad. Now he can't be killed until he becomes a father, because he has to leave a chain of killers after him. That's the promise, or the threat, to the Americans' enemies. So there's this. It's like, it's a boy, he says, and that's it. All hell breaks loose. Because if it was a girl, it'd be like, no problem, no battle. But it's a boy. It's like, that's it. Mustafa starts shooting. It's like, oh man, this guy's producing offspring. We gotta kill him. So it's directly related to gender. And then. And I cut these two scenes together, where the third clip, it's again, he's on one of these rooftops, which they really were, and he says, "I'm ready to come home." It's like, he finally makes the shot, the shot. So presumably he has his male-on-male orgasm, sort of the biggest orgasm that they've ever seen. And he just knows, that this is the one that essentially, destroyed the target, and he's ready to come home. It's like, okay, so this is the redeeming thing, is that he's now ready to come home, essentially, and be nagged by his wife. Return to peace, which is that's not his job. His job is to kill people, because he, after all, is a sheepdog, and that's his job, is to protect the flock. And then we do see, and this is the shooting range I was talking about, which Kyle actually ran, where he took these wounded veterans, because he basically was taken to see them in the hospital. And these people were terribly wounded, and they lost massive, parts of their bodies and so on. So you've got this one guy who's shooting, and is obviously not used to being talked back to after he's been so badly wounded. But Kyle doesn't care. He's like, no, you're not making the shots. That's the most important thing. And so he finally makes a hit. He finally gets the discipline. He makes the hit, and he says, okay, I got my balls back. So here's this concept that, no matter how badly wounded you are, as long as you can shoot and you've got a gun, you're still a man, because that's what real shooting is. And this is the kind of thing which is extensively, I talked about Dr. Strangelove, I think, in a couple of lectures ago. You see this extensively in Full Metal Jacket, where it's just impossible to miss the connection between gender and sexuality, male sexuality, and the gun, which is incredibly important. So, could we recover from the war, without shooting guns? What if, Chris was like teaching people to go out into nature and meditate? Oh, what a concept. So, because the thing about guns is that they don't go soft when you fire them, which is a major issue. And if you don't drop it in the dirt, never drop your gun in the dirt, boy. Bubba. Okay, we get it.